I'm Hyangsook, B. at Acupuncture and Meridian Science Research Center, College of Korean Medicine, Kyung University. In Chinese, Li Hyangsook. It's my honor and at the same time pressure to give you a presentation at KOREA-TAIWAN International Symposium. I'm going to talk about contributing factors to the specific effect of acupuncture treatment. The presentation is much about background, theories, and small talk about preliminary results of my research. Before I begin, I would like to disclose that I have no competing interest in relation to this project. Today I'm going to talk about, first of all, specific versus non-specific effects of acupuncture treatment. First, I will start with efficacy paradox, which I believe that you are all familiar with. And I'm going to talk about factors claimed to affect specific effect of acupuncture, and I'll give you an example analysis of needling depth that we are drawing on. And I would like to finish my presentation by suggesting some directions for future research. Let's start with the efficacy paradox. As you see, in this trial, we are comparing treatment X with the placebo X. And unfortunately, we failed to prove that treatment X is superior to placebo X because, as you see, the specific effect of treatment X is not very big. Now, we've got another trial comparing treatment Y with placebo Y. And we succeeded in proving that treatment Y is superior to placebo Y. Are you happy with this?
Well,
I guess not, because this efficacious treatment might be ineffective compared with another treatment X, right? Treatment X is not significantly better than its own placebo X. Why is this happening? Because, as you see, the non-specific effect in treatment X are quite large. And relatively, the non-specific effect of treatment Y is very small. So treatment Y wins, right? So this is efficacy paradox, and I guess we all know that one good example of this efficacy paradox is acupuncture. In 2011, the Society for Acupuncture Research published a white paper where they outlined two paradoxes in acupuncture research. The first one is verum is indistinguishable from sham acupuncture control. The other is that results of basic research or animal studies are not directly applicable to clinical research or patient care. They seldom, the results of animal studies, they seldom translate into clinical outcomes, right? So, let's have a look at the first paradox. Paradox of verum is not different from sham acupuncture control. In this situation, what would be the most common interpretation? Acupuncture is mere a placebo, right? This is the common interpretation in this paradox. The sham acupuncture is stronger than we expect it to be, or it is supposed to be, and there must be factors contributing to therapeutic effects of sham. Basically, acupuncture is a complex, multi-component intervention, and we've got a strong evidence from Professor Ted Kapchuk's team that sham acupuncture is a powerful placebo, much better than a placebo pill, right? And we've got also strong practitioner-patient interactions also playing in sham group. On the other hand, there should be factors potentially contributing to decreased therapeutic effects of therapy. We often test poorly validated acupuncture protocols, and we also have a number of ideas on appropriate treatment which are not easily agreed upon. So, we are likely to oversimplify or modify acupuncture treatment that we are doing in routine clinical practice. So, we're not actually testing what we are doing in clinical practice, right? So, as a result, we may be testing suboptimal acupuncture treatment, and we may end up with a decrease in effect size. Before we simply conclude that acupuncture is a placebo, there are a lot of factors that need to be reconsidered. Since the 2011 white paper by the Society for Acupuncture Research, I'm afraid we're not progressing a lot. Based on previous studies, I've drawn a picture of the specific and non-specific factors that contribute to the effect of acupuncture treatment. What factors can you think of that contribute to the specific effect of acupuncture? First of all, the specific components. I divided the specific components into 3 parts. For the needling components, we consider that needle insertion, whether to penetrate the skin or not, needling depth, how deep is deep enough, and needle type are important. Acupoints matter as well. We care about number of points needle, and we often think a lot about which acupuncture points to choose and how to combine them. Needle stimulation method or intensity is also a controversial issue. Which is more effective, electroacupuncture or manual acupuncture? And if electroacupuncture is more effective than for all conditions, there are a range of manipulation methods, so choosing the optimal method is not an easy job. Which responses are we targeting? Duchi, twitch response, or is Japanese toyohari enough? A lot of clinicians think that needle retention time is also important to get a maximum treatment effect. Then how about non-specific components? Expectation, preference, experience with acupuncture, healthcare setting, attention, credibility. These are all important, but things like these are common to all medical interventions. However, there are factors that may affect both specific and non-specific effects. Things like doctor-patient relationship, practitioner background, treatment schedule. These may be affecting both specific and non-specific effects as well. This is why testing acupuncture properly is more difficult than other medical interventions. As we do not have solid evidence on these factors, or we're not sure about specific components of acupuncture treatment, the paradox where verum acupuncture is not different from sham acupuncture emerges. So, we are left with a question: which components of acupuncture needling are therapeutically important? Or, how can we determine the optimal dose of acupuncture? I divided the factors involved in the optimal dose of acupuncture into needling components and treatment schedule. And we planned a series of systematic reviews and meta-analysis investigating these components in order to inform future research directions. I brought an example of needling depth, but Professor Lin just introduced his book about needling depth, so I'm really under pressure. Yeah. Anyway, we searched PubMed and CNKI databases up to July this year using various search terms. This is an example of needling depth, one example, and we selected human studies meeting the inclusion criteria. In this case, studies comparing deep stimulation against superficial stimulation. Then we extracted data, conducted risk of bias assessment, and pooled studies where relevant data are available. So we included 54 studies, final 54 studies out of 2,204 articles from the research. And for needling depth, we've got 11 studies included. We tabulated the extracted data like this, shown in the slide. And they involved patients with various conditions, and almost all studies reported that deep needling is more effective than shallow needling for a variety of conditions. I did not put the slide for risk of bias assessment or meta-analysis in my presentation, and I hope I can share the results as soon as it is published in journals. So, suggestions for future research. The results are only preliminary, and it's one example of needling depth. But our series studies are ongoing, and based on our analysis, I would like to suggest some future research directions. A two-track approach would be efficient. The first one is clinical practice-informed approach, and the other is basic science-informed approach. For clinical practice-informed approach, we need to directly compare different acupuncture treatment protocols in adequately powered clinical trials, combining large data sets from high-quality trials to examine the different acupuncture protocols and different components of acupuncture treatment would be also beneficial. And we need to very clear about reporting, what research hypothesis we are testing, and what is shunned in our studies. For basic science research, we need to study physiological effects associated with needling and non-needling components of acupuncture. In addition, it would be better if we can determine how to measure immediate and delayed physiological responses to needling, and this may be by finding biomarkers or developing adequate clinical outcome measures. So this is my last slide. We've got a long and winding way to elucidating the specific components of acupuncture treatment, but if Korean and Taiwanese researchers work together, we can reach at the top, and we will understand more clearly about the specific components of acupuncture treatment. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.